Hi, my name is Kathy and today I'm in charge of the seminar How to Buy a Book You Will Actually Read. Now, it may not seem clear on my actual main channel because I do a lot of book reviews, but to be honest, I don't finish a lot of freaking books. I start them, I don't finish them. Sometimes I don't even start them and I've spent a lot of money on them. So I thought I'd just kind of give you kind of guide to just my kind of personal view about how to find a book that you will actually enjoy and read. We'll deal with aesthetics first, then we'll go into research. The first thing, right, you need to find a book that you find aesthetically pleasing. Like, this needs to happen. Only with very certain books you're very determined to read, I find, you ever really pick up and dedicate, you know, because reading a book is a lot of time. Like, we're talking about, like, you know, 10 hours plus usually. Well, it depends on the book. A lot of hours we dedicate to reading, so I feel like it's absolutely essential that you really like the kind of book you're reading. So if you know there's a book that you want to buy, get on Amazon, get to Waterstones, go and ask them in the shop, just be like, oh, do you have any other copies of this? Do you have any other things? And they might go out and find, like, a few times they've gone to the back and been like, oh yeah, we do. So if you're going into a bookshop and you don't like the kind of cover but you do want to buy the book, do always ask if they have another cover, because often, especially with film editions, they have a film edition and they have a normal edition. Go on Amazon, scour loads. Sometimes when you search Amazon, it doesn't show you all the kind of different publishers, so I would say go and find a few publishers you really like. Like, my favourite publishers are Vintage and Penguin. Penguin do a lot of really cool, like, if you type in Penguin Classic or Penguin Modern or something like that after your book title, it's oftentimes something really pretty will come up, and it will be something that doesn't come up in the normal search bar, or will be very well hidden when you first search for the book. So definitely find a book cover that you're just in love with, or you can tolerate, you think it's nice, and it, you know. Another important thing is the size of the book. Okay, so right, Wicked is my favourite book of all time at the moment. Okay, all time at the moment. I sound so temporary. I have 3 copies of it here. The first one is this one. This is my kind of study copy because I'm writing my dissertation on Wicked, so it's got highlights and stuff in it. This one I started reading. I've had this book for years and years and years. I've had it for about 7 years, okay, and when I first bought it, I didn't really read it. I got a bit bored. I'll tell you why. It's huge. It's really nice, but this one is absolutely huge. It's excellent for study and stuff like that, but it has these huge margins. It's really annoying to carry around, and it was just something that was kind of quite laborious to kind of flick through, especially because it's paperback. It was a hardback and might have a bit more majesty in it, but you know, I think it's beautiful, but it didn't really motivate me to read it the first time, and I could have had 7 years of bliss if I'd known how good this book was in the first place. The second one is this one. This one's a bit mediocre. Yeah, the font is quite childlike, and it's got like kind of little witches at the side, and I find it a little bit patronising, this copy. It's okay, but it has a kind of, you can tell that the musical has come out at this point because it is a little bit stupid. The one that I actually read, I found it in the Green Tortoise hostel in Seattle, and this is the copy that made me read it, and I'm so glad I did. It's tiny. You know, if it's a big book, I find that it's a lot better to have a really small copy of it. It feels, one, it's a better achievement when you're flicking through the pages. You feel way more motivated. You're like, look how much I've read. But also it's just something that you can chuck in your bag, and it's something light and not laborious to carry around and hold, and just something you can chuck around. Then I find that it's so much easier to get through a book. Also, with regards to book covers, there's loads of kind of gimmicks and stuff that are just beautiful. Like, this one has a really shiny cover. I can't wait to read this one. And it's kind of really organic, and you know, it's all up to taste. It's what you love, but yeah, just find a book that really captures your imagination. Something like this. This is really flimsy. It has really tiny font. This is clearly a study guide copy. This is The Awakening by Kate Chopin. It's very flimsy. It's clearly a study copy. It has huge margins and tiny writing, and there's very little payback with this book. It's not a beautiful thing to carry around, even though this is quite a good book. The other things are font. Make sure when you open the book that you kind of like the thickness of the paper and you get on with the font, because if it's not widely spaced enough, like say this one, this is Beloved by Toni Morrison. It's very blotchy kind of copyrighted font, and it's kind of really laborious to skim read or kind of go back on, or really just kind of get your head into, and it's not very well spaced. Like, the text is very crowded. Say something like this ideally is a little bit more spaced out. The font is a lot better. Make sure you get on with the font, because otherwise a book that is initially a really good book and is really cool can become quite dragging. It's amazing the kind of like subconscious things that happen in your brain. Personally, my favourite books to buy are the ones that are kind of, I don't have any here at the moment really, but they're the kind of ones that are kind of hardback but paperback. They're paperback, but they've got quite a good majestic cover and it kind of sticks out. It's really hard to explain, but anyway, they're my favourite. Yeah, and like definitely impulse buy. Like if you find a book and you like the blurb and you think it is going to be really good, and maybe read like 4 pages in the shop and you think it's really going to be really good, definitely impulse buy it. Like it's not like makeup or clothes and stuff. Like a book is not really genuinely going to fall apart. It could be a bad book, but in general your instincts are probably really good, and especially if you love the cover and you love the kind of premise of the whole book, then you know, just go for it, because how long can you really live? And you might discover a book that nobody else likes, really, so like go for it. Obviously the last thing is content. Like I found, don't listen to star ratings on Amazon. Ugh. People flippantly just put stars and you don't know what 1 to 5 stars, what does that even mean? For some people a 3-star might be a really good book, like because they have like these kind of high expectations and they're like 3, that is amazing. 4 could be amazing for some people, and some people will just rate everything at 5 out of 5 because they're really easily pleased and they love it. And you know, some like I don't know, I just find star ratings really undesirable. Definitely look at the Amazon ones that are kind of really in depth and really descriptive about the book. Definitely go on Goodreads. Goodreads is an awesome website. Some of you have been asking if I have a Goodreads account. I do. You can add me. It's just Kiss My Frog. But I don't really post much on there just because I have so many other social networking sites and it's just a bit ridiculous. If you're looking for book reviews from me, they will just be on my main channel as a video because that's just the way I prefer to review books. Yeah, definitely. I go on Goodreads all the time to kind of look at reviews, and Amazon, if you know it's a reliable person and they sound intelligent, like judge the way they're talking and judge the kind of way they're analysing it and if they're giving the book a fair chance before they slate it or love it. Use your head with that one, don't listen to the star ratings. And yeah, definitely Wikipedia it. If it's a classic book, definitely wacky Wikipedia that shit. Some things are like great on Wikipedia, or they don't read the synopsis or the plot bits, but Wikipedia is really good if you want to get a feel of the time that it was written in and how it's relevant to history if you're interested in that, because sometimes that's something that can really motivate me to read a book. If it links in with like a period of history that I really like, or like other books that I think I love, or other books that I love, then yeah, I'll definitely be more likely to read the book. And also just keep it lying around. Like don't guilt trip yourself if you haven't like started reading it again, but just keep it around and like keep it, like especially with tiny books like this, like it's really good just to be like, woo. And it doesn't matter if you read it, you don't put any pressure on yourself to read it, and you probably read it. That's my counter-suggestible self that I know. I don't know what this video is about, but there you go. It's just kind of something that's bothering me and I was thinking about this morning, and I was like, I want to talk about how to find books you actually like, so there you go. The only person's video I've seen so far is Jess's, and it was very good. It was pretty funny actually, and it kind of looked like a lot of my evenings, so yeah. I don't want to say kudos because it's not great, but at the same time, feel your pain, man. Feel your pain. Thanks for watching. Bye.